6.5 now, I need you guys to really listen and pay attention because you're now going to work with all the characteristics that we were talking about with parallelograms and so forth. And this is the reason why you need to know your angles, your co-interior angles, all of those information that we've been studying for 5.1 is extremely important. Okay, so let's see at what we've got. It says the following parallelogram A, B, C, D is given. So I would like you obviously to draw this in your book. Now, when they say A, B, C, D, somewhere you have to start with A. So let's start there, A. Then we have B, C, and D, okay? If they ask you, in this case they did it for you, but if they ask you in the future to name your shape A, B, D, C, or A, B, C, D, or whatever, you have to do it in the following order. You must say A, B, C, D. You cannot say A, B, C, D. It's not an order. You could have said with this A, B, C, D. You could do it clockwise or anti-clockwise, it doesn't matter, but you can't just go and name anything any corner. It still has to be in order. So in this case, they did it for us, and we leave it as is. When you start with these kinds of sums, you will firstly look at what you were given. Make sure all the information is written on your form. So in this case, we have BC equals 10 centimeters. So B and C equals 10 centimeters. Check. Right, that's there. AB equals 5 centimeters. AB, 5. That's there. Look there. Do you see that? Just for those that can't. B had a, what we call in Afrikaans, dakkie op. That means angle. Right? Remember that. Whenever you see that sign above any letter, it's an angle. So B angle 170 degrees, that's there. So all of this information, check, 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 it's all there. Okay? So let's first look at the the first question. Let me just give me a sec. So 6.5.1 in Afrikaans says, gee die stelle sye wat ewewydig is. So give the parallel set of sides. Remember what we use for parallel. We use this sign. So which sides are parallel with each other? We know that that side and that side is the same, and we know that that side and that side is the same. So you can say AB is parallel. I can't write further there. Okay, wait, let me just read because I can't. I just want to shorten this. So hold on a sec. Oh, they don't want me to. Okay, but let me write it here then. AB is parallel to CD. And then we have AD parallel to BC. So that should also be written down. AD is parallel to BC. So when a line is parallel, you use this signal in order for you to answer the question. Now let's look at the rest of the questions. You can pause and first do your thing and then unpause. Okay. The sketch is not constructed. That means it's only a plan. So if you really go and measure this angle with B, you're probably not going to get 117 degrees because it's only a plan, it's not constructed. And as a result, the vertices and sides cannot be measured to come to conclusions. Use the properties of parallelograms and apply them to complete the table. Now, in Afrikaans, I just quickly put this here so you can see this. Aangesien die skets net 'n plan is van die werklike parallelogram, kan ons nie die hoeke en sy sye meet nie. Die eienskappe van 'n parallelogram moet gebruik word om die volgende tabel te voltooi. So I'm going to take that away so we can work on this. Okay, so now it gives you, provide the measurements for the information on the sketch, provide a single reason. So from A to D, measurements. From A to D, what would that be? How long will it be? Remember your rules, your characteristics of them. If B to C is 10 centimeters and A to D is equal to B and C, well, obviously that's going to be 10 centimeters. So you're going to put in there 10 centimeters, and the reason, oorstaande sye is evenwydig. Opposite sides are parallel. I'm not going to write that in. You need to write that yourself. Now we've got DC. So if AB is parallel to DC, then that means DC is also 5 centimeters. Okay, now they ask for angle D2, which is that angle there. Now in a parallelogram, we must say opposite angles will be the same. So if that's 117 degrees, that will also be 117 degrees. And then reason, opposite angles of a parallel are equal. Oorstaande hoeke van 'n parallelogram is gelyk. If they ask you corner A1 plus B, so they want you to tell me, if you take that corner and that corner, what would it be? Now, an interior, a co-interior corner, do you remember that? A co-open hoek, co-interior corner of a parallelogram will always be 180 degrees. So your answer there is 180 degrees, 180 grade. Co-interior angles. You're going to write it like this. Co-open hoek, co-interior angles, da da da. AD is parallel with BC because AD is parallel with BC, and that's why those can be 180 degrees. If they ask you corner A1, I mean, what are you going to do? You don't have a measurement for that yet, but let me just take away some of these lines that's interfering here. But that's most now easy. If both of these sides is 180 degrees, just take 180 minus the 117 and you will find your angle for A, which is then 63 degrees. Because your reasoning, A1, and just remember when you write A1, it should be like that now. A1 and B equals co-interior angle. C3 is going to be the same thing, because if that is 63 degrees, that's opposite angles, which means that will be 63 degrees. So 63 opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Then you have the following, and I need to hurry now. My video is going to shut down. If you have all these angles, right? All the angles inside a parallelogram, those together with those will always give you 360 degrees. Die binnehoeke van 'n parallelogram, of actually van enige vierhoek, is 360. The interior angles of a quadrilateral is always 360 degrees.